So I find, genres like science fiction and fantasy as well um, allow you to maybe explore themes more freely that are actually, happening in the world. Uh,
Yes.
if you wrote a story like set in the real world, like everybody comes to that with baggage, you come to it with baggage, and all of a sudden you're picking a side. Whereas in sci-fi fantasy, because you're creating the world and readers are coming to it expecting a new world, you can sometimes explore themes. I think you can explore themes more objectively than you might if you're just setting it in the modern day. I find.
I would even
So
say more safely. There is a book I intend to write. If I wrote it in present day tense, I guarantee probably the entities that I'm lashing out about in my book would sue me. But
there
you
you go.
said it in the
Yeah, yeah,
future, a
yeah,
whole different world,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
dystopian
No, exactly.
society.
Yeah,
What can they
and I think,
say?
yeah, yeah. Like I think science fiction and fantasy can be genres where it is a little safer. So it's safer to explore themes, like it's safer for the writer, but it's also safe, I think, for the reader as well. As I say, like in the real world, we all have positions, we all have like real things that are happening to us, and some like it's like you can't let go of that. Whereas, yeah, if you let yourself be taken off to a fantasy world, you can sort of let go of some of these things and explore ideas maybe more genuinely.
Yes.
And I totally did forget what the second thing I was going to say was. But, oh yeah, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's gone. I had two things. I talked about one. That's
It'll
I'm
come
shooting
back.
50-50. Yeah, we'll come back.
So, do you exclusively write science fiction fantasy then?
That might be sort of what I think I was. The second thing I was going to talk about was not being pigeonholed. Yeah, that's what I was going to talk about. So my novels thus far have mostly been science fiction. The one that I'm working on now would, most people would probably classify it as kind of fantasy or maybe sci-fi fantasy if you're generous. So my novels have been science fiction. I find when I write shorts, because I also write short stories, I find like a lot of my short stories, they're not the traditional fantasy, but they're like science fiction. So what do I mean by they're not traditional fantasy? Like my most recent short story looked at, the main character was Cupid, the god of love, bow and arrow, and stuff like that. And of course, he's out of work because of dating apps, and so he's trying to figure out what to do with his life. And so that's not science fiction. I don't know if it's fantasy, but yeah, there you go. So my short stories are like little quirky things like that. I had another short story, which was the main character was a monster under the bed that hated his job. And just, I want to be a chef, but my parents won't let me be a chef because I'm a demon. So I have to be this monster under the bed and scare kids. So yeah, my short stories are like that, whatever genre you want to call that. Because I don't know. And maybe you can share your thoughts on your feelings on this as well. Like, why are you bounce? So why do you bounce? Let me just let me start with the question. Why do you bounce around genres? What's your reason for science fiction, fantasy, romance? What's going on?
I think it's about the vehicle that best serves the story. I
Right. Yeah.
like variety. I always have in everything I do, even to the music I listen to. I have such a broad range. I definitely would be, I've been called eclectic, and that's spot on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it's that way in my stories. You know, you don't take a, I'm going to use a car illustration. So you don't take a Corvette on a rugged mountain, trek, you take a Jeep or
Yeah.
you take the right vehicle. And I think it's the same way with stories. Some stories naturally go down the romantic path. Some, you can't necessarily have science fiction or romance.
It's funny. They have a romantasy. They should have like they should have like a romance science fiction now. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess it's not
Yeah.
impossible, but it's just it dilutes the story. Maybe that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying there. But
Yeah. Yeah.
there's just some vehicles you have to make a choice. What direction are you going to take the story, and then you choose the right vehicle for it.
Yeah. No, I like that. I like that. Like